Different people reacting to Queen Lizzie's passing.
Guys, just because the British monarchy has committed atrocities in the name of colonialism in some countries that has impacted the lives of people for generations till this day, doesn't mean that we shouldn't celebrate the life and mourn the death of such a wonderful queen. Anjo, Mr. Prime Minister, oh you mean party lock off till morning done? I only two queen in my life, you know. My mother and Spice. I mean, yeah, Windrush Williams, you know. You know why them call me Windrush? Because my father get dipped from England. I want reparations.
Yo, welcome people them. Sorry for deaf here. You don't know says Yardman Ethan and I apologize for the little technical difficulties. Welcome to the Weekends podcast. We're here on the Sunday night. And as some of you may know, since we're up on social media, the Queen of England herself has decided to pass on to the land of the unliving. Alright, but it's been interesting seeing the kind of reactions that we've been getting so far from people on the Queen. I mean, this is the one come and, talk about that a little bit. I've been blessed to say that I have been gaining a lot of followers from the United States, followers who are not part of the Caribbean, people who may not even be part of the Commonwealth for that matter. So I know that some people may have questions as to why some people really might not necessarily care about the Queen's passing. So hold on now, let me put a little bit of rum in my cup and start this up nice and proper. Me decide say, yo, I'm not gonna start, get festive until the live actually start and be things. So welcome to the live, everybody. But look at now, people, we need to talk about this. Now, for those of you who may not know, right? The queen, or rather the monarch, the king or queen of the UK is the head of state for the entire Commonwealth. That goes for countries like Jamaica, Australia, Canada. You understand? I believe so far there's still 14 countries in the Commonwealth, and unfortunately Jamaica is one of them. So as a result, with the Queen's passing, the Prime Minister of Jamaica has decided to put us under a period of mourning, right? So we're mourning the death of the Queen, at least politically. So during that time, no type of party or celebrations can take place, right? And I've been seeing a lot of Jamaicans been coming up and have a lot of opinions on this. Now, if anybody who have no questions, anybody want, talk and say them piece, run in on the Discord, make we talk, alright? Oh, Father God, thank you. Alright. So the skit I did earlier, I was basically talking about two different sides of the mourning, right? We were talking about two different reactions reacting to the passing of the Queen, right? And on one side, I've seen on social media where many people are saying, yo, understand that you may not like the monarchy, but respect the Queen. Respect the death, respect the passing, mourn, respect those who are mourning the loss of their monarch, right? And then on the other side, you have people like me, quite literally, people like me who are like, yo, so what go on for reparations? What go on, why should we be mourning the death of someone who doesn't care about us, someone who is the head of state, but what has Jamaica seen as beneficial from the royal family, and these are actually quite these topics are something that we really should, get into a little bit more, I know, so some of you probably browsing through your TikTok and some people probably drop those educational videos. Some of you probably do business, it don't affect the cost of rice, it don't affect the price of chicken and them something there. I understand that, but I know so some of the Jamaican people out there lock up in them house and them can't party. And as a matter of fact, I believe today the 18th makes, so tomorrow on the 19th, Monday, September 19th, we're going to be we're going to be having the final day of mourning in Jamaica. You understand? So I just found that a little bit interesting to see how people are going to be reacting. I know that some people are going to be glad for the little holiday if they do get the holiday, and other people just really don't care. At the same time, I noticed that some people have been saying something like, why is it that Jamaica has to mourn? Right? And I had to break it down for somebody relatively recently. I said, I think the question isn't why the Commonwealth should be mourning the death of the Queen. I think because it's a Commonwealth, they have to, at least politically, because the Queen is head of state. It's kind of like saying, why does the U.S. Virgin, like, knock on wood, say a president of the United States gets assassinated, right? Or the president of the United States, passes on while in office or something. Or it's kind of like saying, why does the U.S. Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, why do they have to mourn the death of the president of the mainland United States, but is the president of the whole United States, if that makes sense? So may I say to somebody, at least politically, the Commonwealth has to do this. You understand? People often forget that Jamaica's Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, is part of the Privy Council, right? As Prime Minister, he's not the head of state of Jamaica. The Queen is. You understand? So I know a lot of people, I think instead what we really should be questioning, why it takes so long? Why is it taking so long for Jamaica to become a republic? I believe that is the question. As opposed to asking why are we mourning the death, I think we really should be asking why is it taking so long for Jamaica to become a republic. Just the other day, I find out say it take Trinidad approximately 17 years after them independence to become a republic. I mean, I say, wait, so Jamaica is as old as Trinidad, but Trinidad is a republic much longer. We're not even a republic. We can't even talk about that. That's one thing that Trinidad can beat you over, the fact that them have to deal with this political mourning the way how Jamaica does. I think another thing too, had we been a republic and still mourning the death, I would say, okay, that's a problem. We should not be doing that. That's no longer our concern. Because Trinidad's Guyanese people, Bajan people, them on the other side of the Caribbean laughing at us right now. Them fully can go on them fets. Them fully can deal with do whatever they want and whatever party and all these things. But still yet, we are here having to do this, at least politically. Oliver Samuels made a video that went a little bit viral last week, where he was criticizing some of these things, and as I say, we often forget the position and the politics in the countries that we live in, and it is something that we probably should pay a bit more attention to understand how politics in our country works. So let us say Jamaica is still not a republic. The Queen is, well, King Charles is now our head of state, and yeah. So as I say, anybody who want to join the live and come in, make we talk. All right. Let me drink up a little bit more of this rum. Ooh, okay. Something else I want to talk about. Alright? And as a Caribbean person, as an English speaking Caribbean person, I feel as if it is absolutely important for us to know about this topic. Big man thing. And this is the Windrush generation. I need you guys to understand what the Windrush generation is. Alright? Now, I know a lot of Jamaicans who don't like Jamaica for whatever reason, whether it be crime, whether it be violence, whether it be them can't bother with the fufu politician them no more. You understand me? I say, for whatever reason, I know that there are Jamaicans who do not like Jamaica, right? Now, the elements of Jamaica that I love, there's elements of Jamaica that I don't so love, the elements of Jamaica that I hate, right? Admittedly, as much as I love my country, right? And one of the things that I'm trying to say here is that I know that there are many Jamaicans who, any opportunity where them get for leave Jamaica, them gonna take it. I have a brethren who was saying, yo, why when Jamaica was a colony of the British, why our parents never get up and leave? That is a question that my brethren was asking. Why would parents never get up and leave? Why we never go to Britain? Why we have to stay here in a Jamaica suffer? I made have to explain to him, say, yo, immigration not so simple, you know, like British immigration is not as simple as you might think. But I have to explain to him, so that there's a class of citizen for the British called BOTC. I believe that is British Overseas Territory Citizens, meaning they have a different kind of classification of citizen despite Britain being the colonizer of that country. So for example, someone who lives in the British Virgin Islands would be a BOTC. Not necessarily a straight normal British citizen, but a British Overseas Territory citizen. And British Overseas Territory citizens will also require visas to live in Britain. We just want to break it down and show on certain things. You understand me, I say? So, the colonizing country will put the Union Jack upon a different country and say, yo, I feel me that. And then them are going to say, yo, you need a special visa for come on my country for more than 6 months. That is literally how the UK works. You understand? So the UK has not been easy with immigration, not to mention years when our parents were children. You understand me, I say? So let me talk about the Windrush generation a little bit, right? I brethren of mine, big up yourself, Tariq, anyway, where you're there. My brethren Tariq was the one who told me, say, yo, research the Windrush generation, some crazy shit out there dealing with our history. And it really put things in perspective, yo. Sometimes I used to wonder, as a Jamaican growing up, I used to wonder, like, why some of these people on the streets, in these Jamaican streets, have such a strong British accent. Some of them homeless. Some of them you probably find in some weird places. Like, why you have such a strong British accent, but you're there right here, so? How? I remember I interviewed this one guy downtown Kingston for a video that I was doing. Strong British accent again. I mean, I look upon him and I say, where you come from? And the reality is them come from the UK. Them come from Britain. The Windrush generation is what really put a lot of things in perspective for me. So basically, guys, if anybody who know the Windrush details more than me, please come in and chime in whenever I'm ready. I'm not somebody who, you know, is offended from taking correction. As long as you give me good historical correction, come in and talk. I could talk, right? So basically, how the Windrush generation worked was after World War II. The UK needed to rebuild, because if you don't know nothing about World War II, the whole of Europe did mash up, did shell down. You understand me, I say? So British decided to say, you know what? We need more bodies in the workforce. We need to bolster our economy. Let's look to the colonies. Let's get some people from the colonies to come over here to build up the United Kingdom. That's what they did. They decided to reach out. Britain has some of the harshest immigration laws. I don't know why Jamaica is still a colony. It doesn't benefit us. Well, technically we're not a colony, but we're still a member of the Commonwealth, but still yet I don't know how being a member of the Commonwealth benefits us. We still need a visa to go to the UK anyway. I don't know. But as I'm saying about the Windrush generation, so after the World War, they needed more people from they decided to get some people from the colonies to make up for the loss of men, for that matter, the loss of lives from the World War II. You understand me? I say. So them looked to the colonies and said, "Hey, you all can come to Britain. If you're from the colonies, just come to Britain. You don't even need no paperwork. Just come to Britain. Just come to Britain." Right? That was the idea. Okay? So, as a result, many Jamaicans, and I believe a lot of Bajans themselves, got caught up in that. Them jump and them take them family, they move themselves and family to go to the UK during this time. Right? Remember what I say, you know. Them did say, "We don't care about your paperwork. You don't even need paperwork. Come to Britain." That's what them say. Right? I'm just giving the too long didn't read version of the Windrush situation and the Windrush scandal, okay? What that resulted in was mass migration of people moving from the Caribbean, moving from Jamaica, moving from Barbados, going to the United Kingdom to live to try to make a better life for themselves and their families, right? Remember what I said though? Them no business about no paperwork. So now years after, what's going to happen to the people who didn't go out to actually sort out them paperwork? Keep in mind, the people who that the British said, "Yo, come into the country," they never gave them no paperwork either. They never business about them paperwork what them have or did not have, and the British themselves never give them no paper fresh off the ship. You understand? Then they say, come and help build up this country. Do you understand where I'm going next? After years pass, who some people never sort out the immigration situation, who got caught up into that, some of these people being children who were brought to a completely different country by their parents, getting brought to a completely different country who don't have no documentation, and then years after, these people can look upon you and say, "Yo, we have too much immigrants, send them back," and then next thing you know, a bear deportation I keep. Next thing you know, big people get dip left, right, and center. I wish I was making this up. People, I encourage Ono to look up and Google the Windrush generation and look up and Google the Windrush scandal. Right? Earlier this year, I talked about how potentially the British, no, not even potentially, I talked about how the British never finished paying off them debt from slavery until 2015. Remember the transatlantic slavery? Remember that? Yeah, man. The whole of Europe need to talk about that one, not just the UK. France and Spain, I'm looking at you. You see me? But, I talk about, we're getting back on track, we're talking about the Queen's passing here. People. Windrush generation, I talk about. We need to looking at that big man thing. As English Caribbean people, we need to understand this history. I honestly believe that we need to understand exactly what that meant, as to why it was not so easy for people to take up themselves and go to the UK, because some of them get sent right back. And then now you wonder why so much people in Jamaica, so much people we are classified as madman in Jamaica who have pretty English accent, but none of family in Jamaica, so them come across as homeless. But you want me to man the death of the Queen. You know what? I think I've had enough here. I don't even business if nobody want to talk. if I'm being honest. But I just want to thank you guys for coming in and talking and coming in and joining and listening to the weekends. Is me I say. But I just want to say this is the reasons why some people don't care about the passing of the monarch. Some people straight up don't care about the monarchy. Some people don't care about Britain itself. Because Jamaicans really and truly, Caribbean people, English Caribbean people, we are looking for reparations that we know that we're not going to get. We know that. We don't expect to get it. But me just say, don't expect we to feel the same way that the rest of the world does. Alright, people them, big up on the damn self. I remember, Google the Windrush scandal, Google the Windrush generation.